Okay, let's just dive right in. Today, we're going to break down the core ideas from Thibaut Meurisse's work on mastering your time. And trust me, we're about to completely transform how you think about productivity, procrastination, and, those 24 hours you get each day.
Does this sound familiar? You've got this whole list of important things you need to do, but somehow you find yourself procrastinating, getting sucked into all these little trivial activities. You tell yourself, oh, just one more episode, and bam, before you know it, hours have just vanished. It's a super common struggle, but there is a way out.
So, first things first, we need to understand this trap that we all fall into. It's this feeling of constant time scarcity. It feels like we're always running out of time, which, ironically, just makes us waste it even more.
And this right here just nails the problem. We trade that valuable long-term success, the stuff that comes from reading a book or working on a big project, for that cheap, instant hit of a distraction. And those hours, the ones spent on low-value stuff, you can't get them back. You're just postponing the life you actually want to build.
Okay, so this leads us to the central idea of this entire approach. The real secret, it isn't about managing your time at all. It's about managing your energy. And that, right there, is a total game changer.
So let's just redefine productivity for a second. It's not about how many tasks you can cram into a day. No, it's about how you strategically manage your tasks and, this is the important part, the personal energy you actually bring to them.
See, the crucial point is this. Your energy level isn't a flat line. It goes up and down all day long. So the key is to figure out when your energy is at its highest. Maybe that's first thing in the morning for you, and you dedicate that peak time to your most important, high-impact work. 1 hour of focused work then is worth like 3 hours later when you're totally drained.
Think of this whole thing as a sustainable 6-phase cycle. It kicks off with conserving your energy, sleep, good food, exercise. Then you direct it, you channel it into your key tasks, you immerse yourself and get rid of distractions, you recharge with regular breaks, and finally, you just restart the cycle. It creates this really powerful system for high performance.
All right, let's talk about the big one, the biggest enemy of productivity, procrastination. But instead of just seeing it as some kind of character flaw, let's treat it like a puzzle. Because once you understand the pieces, you can actually solve it.
So let's ask the big question. Why? It's not because we're lazy. The real reasons, well, they're usually hidden a little bit deeper. Do any of these sound familiar to you?
The source material really points to 4 main culprits here. First, the task just isn't clear. You don't really know what to do or why it even matters. Second, you have this total misunderstanding of how motivation actually works. Third, there's that fear of not performing well. And fourth, you're just plain overwhelmed by your mental workload.
And here is a critical insight that just flips a common belief right on its head. We think we need to feel motivated to start something. But that's completely backward. Motivation is the result of action, not the cause. The second you start doing something, even in a tiny way, that's the moment you start generating your own momentum.
And this is a perfect illustration of how to put that idea into practice. If you're thinking, this task is too difficult, just break it into smaller pieces. If you're afraid to fail, you just have to acknowledge that fear and then do it anyway. If you feel totally overwhelmed, write it all down and start sorting it out. These are simple actions that just shatter that mental gridlock.
Okay, so now that we've got the mindset down, let's get ourselves a practical toolkit. These are the actual strategies you can start using today to really take control of your focus and your day.
First up is the classic 80-20 principle. The idea is that just 20% of what you do produces 80% of your results. So, seriously, take a second and ask yourself, what are your vital 20% tasks? Finding those and focusing on them is how you create a massive, massive impact.
Next up is a huge mindset shift. Stop saying, I don't have time. That's a passive statement. It makes you a victim of your circumstances. Instead, start saying, I will make time for this. It's so empowering. It puts you right back in the driver's seat, taking full responsibility for your own priorities.
Believe it or not, you can actually multiply your time. How? Well, first, you can shorten your learning curve. Hire a coach, watch some tutorials. Second, adopt a mastery mindset. Focus on the fundamentals and repeat them until they're second nature. And third, use your money to save time, whether that's investing in a new skill or just delegating a task you don't need to do.
This brings us to our final and honestly our most important concept. Because all of these strategies and tools, they only work if you can bring them into the here and now. It's all about mastering the present moment.
I absolutely love this concept of the micro-life. Think of today, this single day, as a complete life in miniature. How you live this one day is exactly how you build your larger life. I mean, if you fill your micro-life with procrastination and distraction, guess what your macro-life is going to look like? But if you fill it with focus and meaningful action, you're building the future you actually want.
And look, if you take away only one single thing from all this, please let it be this. Time is going to pass no matter what you do. You can't stop it, you can't slow it down, you can't get more of it. But your focus, that is the one resource you have absolute control over. And where you direct your focus, well, that determines everything.
So that brings us to the final and most important question. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Right now in your micro-life. What is the one important thing that you are going to direct your focus to? Your answer to that question, that's where mastery begins.